July 1947, America was gripped by something it had never experienced before. A quiet panic, a nationwide obsession. From small towns to major cities, people began looking up at the sky and claiming they were not alone. Flying saucers, shining objects, UFOs. The stories poured in from every corner of the country, and for the first time, the unknown felt close enough to touch. It all began a month earlier, on June 24th, when a private pilot named Kenneth Arnold reported seeing something extraordinary near Mount Rainier, close to Seattle. 9 bright, disc-like objects, glinting in the sunlight, moving in formation. Arnold said they flew faster than anything he had ever seen, estimating their speed at nearly 2,000 kilometers per hour, faster than any aircraft known at the time. His words ignited a spark. Within 2 weeks, reports flooded in. Farmers, housewives, soldiers, pilots, people from all walks of life claimed to see strange objects cutting across the sky. Newspapers splashed the stories across their front pages. Radio hosts debated it endlessly. Maps were published, marking clusters of sightings across the United States. And soon, a chilling pattern emerged. Many of these sightings appeared close to atomic sites, places where nuclear tests had recently been conducted. The media latched onto it. 3 major hotspots, all tied to nuclear activity. The implication was terrifying. Were these things watching us? While the nation looked up, Orange, New Mexico was looking down. Mac Brazel remembered something odd he had found weeks earlier on his field. Strange debris scattered across the land. Shiny foil that wouldn't crease, rubber-like material, thin wooden beams that felt unfamiliar. He didn't know what it was. He didn't know where it came from. But now, with the UFO craze gripping the country, a thought crept into his mind. What if this was connected? On July 7th, Brazel took the debris to the sheriff's office in Roswell. The pieces passed from hand to hand until they reached the attention of the military. Specifically, Colonel William Blanchard, the commanding officer of the Roswell Army Airfield. What happened next stunned the nation. The following day, the Roswell Army Airfield issued a press release that would become legendary. It declared that the rumors were true, that the 509th Bomb Group of the 8th Air Force had recovered a flying disc. For one brief moment, the United States Army appeared to confirm the existence of UFOs. Proof, validation, panic and excitement collided, and then, just as quickly, it vanished. The very next day, the statement was withdrawn. Officials claimed there had been a misunderstanding. The debris was nothing extraordinary, just a weather balloon. Photographs were released of Major Jesse Marcel posing calmly with balloon fragments. Newspapers corrected their headlines. The story lost momentum. The public moved on. The flying saucer, it seemed, had crashed back to Earth as nothing more than rubber and foil. For decades, the Roswell incident faded into the background. A curious footnote, a strange moment in American history, until it didn't. In the late 1970s, whispers returned. Rumors spread once more of something crashing in the New Mexico desert. This time, the stories were darker. Lightning striking an alien craft, bodies recovered, secrets buried. In 1980, Major Marcel broke his silence, publishing a book titled The Roswell Incident. He claimed that what he had seen in 1947 was not made on this earth, that the material wasn't like anything known to man. The mystery was reborn. From that point on, Roswell became more than a town. It became a symbol. New theories emerged. Some claimed a living alien had survived the crash, that it was taken away and imprisoned, that the US military was hiding it at a secret location, studying it, reverse engineering alien technology, a place so secret it officially did not exist, a place whispered about in rumors and conspiracy forums across the world. Area 51. Since the late 1940s, Americans had been fascinated by a mysterious region in Nevada, hidden deep in the desert. What exactly goes on there? Why is it so heavily guarded? Are there alien remains inside? Area 51 is a real US military facility, isolated in the vast emptiness of the desert, miles away from the nearest city. Trespassing is strictly forbidden. Photography is prohibited. Warning signs line the perimeter, making one thing very clear: any suspicious activity may be met with deadly force. The secrecy is absolute, and secrecy breeds imagination. In June 2019, that imagination exploded into the mainstream once again. Joe Rogan, one of the world's most popular podcasters, invited a man named Bob Lazar onto his show. Lazar was already a cult figure in UFO circles. He claimed he had worked at Area 51, that he had seen flying saucers with his own eyes, that he was hired to reverse engineer alien technology. He described walking through a hangar door and seeing a disc-shaped craft resting inside. He spoke calmly, confidently, as if recounting a normal workday. Millions listened, and one of them was a college student named Matty Roberts. Roberts became obsessed with the idea that the government was hiding something monumental. He believed that individuals could always be silenced, but a crowd was unstoppable. As a joke, or so he claimed, he created a Facebook event with a simple title, Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop All of Us. The plan was absurd. Gather at Area 51 at 3 a.m. on September 20, 2019. Coordinate an infiltration of the most secret military base in the world. The post included jokes about running like characters from the anime Naruto to dodge bullets. It was clearly meant as satire, but the internet does not always understand satire. By the end of August, over 2 million people had clicked going. The joke had transformed into a movement. Matty Roberts panicked. The FBI showed up at his door. He released statements distancing himself from the event, insisting he was not responsible. What started as a joke while playing video games had turned into something uncontrollable. But storming Area 51 was easier said than done. To reach it, you first had to cross hundreds of kilometers of barren desert, a lonely highway with no gas stations, summer temperatures soaring above 40 degrees Celsius. The nearest settlement was a tiny village called Rachel. Population 54,000, just 54 people. Area 51 sits within the Nevada Test and Training Range, the largest government-controlled land area in the United States, spanning over 12,000 square kilometers. Nearby lies the Nevada Test Site, where nuclear weapons were tested for decades. Isolation wasn't accidental. It was necessary. To understand why Area 51 exists at all, you have to go back to a different time. A time defined by fear. The Cold War, America versus the Soviet Union. Paranoia ran deep. Communists were suspected everywhere in unions, in Hollywood, even inside the government itself. Area 51 was created during this era as a testing and development site for advanced aircraft. In the 1950s, some of the most important spy planes in American history were developed there. Hidden from the world, secrecy was survival. In 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower demanded a secret location to launch a high-altitude reconnaissance program. The United States needed eyes in the sky. Satellites didn't exist yet. The CIA officers were tasked with finding a place remote enough to build something revolutionary. They found it in Nevada, a vast, dried-up lake bed called Groom Lake. This barren expanse would become Area 51. Here, America built the Utah spy plane. After the Soviet Union tested its first atomic bomb in 1949, the US had no reliable way to know what the enemy was doing. Project Aquatone was launched, a plane that could fly higher than any other, carry heavy cameras, travel thousands of kilometers without refueling, operate beyond the reach of radar and missiles. The Utah worked. For years, it silently photographed Soviet territory, until May 1, 1960, when one was shot down. The pilot was captured. America was exposed. The secret was gone. The pressure intensified. The military demanded something faster, higher, and touchable. And from that demand came the SR-71 Blackbird, a machine so advanced it still holds speed records today, flying at over 3,400 kilometers per hour, at altitudes where the sky turns black. But testing such aircraft in secrecy was nearly impossible. So the CIA made a calculated decision. They allowed UFO myths to flourish. They didn't confirm them. They didn't deny them. Let people believe the strange shapes in the sky were alien craft, because no one would suspect they were American. And that is why, for one day in 1947, the idea of a flying saucer was allowed to live. The mystery, once created, never truly died. The government understood one thing very clearly. Admitting to secret aircraft was dangerous, but admitting to aliens, that would ignite mass hysteria. So the story was redirected. Weather balloons, misidentifications, case closed, or so it seemed. But in the 1970s, the sky over Nevada began to change again. New shapes, new speeds. The SR-71 Blackbird was being tested, roaring across the upper atmosphere, faster and higher than anything civilians had ever seen. To those on the ground, especially near sunset when the aircraft caught the last rays of the sun, it looked unreal, a glowing object streaking across the sky at impossible speed. For many, the only explanation was extraterrestrial. In 1994, decades after Roswell, the U.S. Air Force finally revealed another layer of the truth. The debris found in New Mexico was not a weather balloon. It was part of Project Mogul, a classified nuclear surveillance program. High-altitude balloons designed to detect sound waves from Soviet nuclear tests. The original lie had been replaced with another, and by then, trust was already broken. For many Americans, this only confirmed their suspicions. If the government lied once, why not again? That erosion of trust became fertile ground for conspiracy theories. And no figure embodied that more than Bob Lazar. In 1989, Lazar claimed he had worked in a hidden section of Area 51 known as S4. He said he was hired to study an alien spacecraft powered by a mysterious substance called Element 115. According to him, this element generated its own gravitational field, allowing the craft to defy physics. Years later, scientists actually synthesized element 115 and named it moscovium. It was unstable, radioactive, and completely incapable of generating gravity. Investigations also revealed that Lazar had fabricated his educational background. No records at NIT, no records at Caltech. His explanations were elaborate, but improvable. Still, belief does not require evidence, only doubt. So what happened when millions of people said they would storm Area 51? The military prepared for the worst. They estimated that perhaps 30,000 out of the 2 million would actually show up. Security was tightened. Law enforcement was deployed in numbers exceeding the expected crowd. But when September 20th arrived, reality was far less dramatic. Only about 6,000 people came. The event transformed into a festival. Tents were pitched, music played, aliens became costumes. What was supposed to be an invasion turned into a party. No one breached the base. No shots were fired. No secrets were revealed. The biggest impact was the cost, over $300,000 spent on security. The storm never came, yet the legend endured. In June 2013, under the Freedom of Information Act, the CIA officially acknowledged the existence of Area 51 for the first time. Its location was revealed, its history partially declassified, and in January 2017, 13 million pages of documents were released online. They detailed decades of investigations into UFO sightings, most of which were explained as aircraft tests, balloons, or sensor errors. In January 2021, thousands more documents followed. The message was clear. There was no grand alien cover-up, but there were unidentified objects. And the government admitted something crucial. They didn't have answers for all of them. That's when the terminology changed. No more UFOs. Too much baggage. Too much association with aliens. The new term was UAP, unidentified, aerial phenomena, neutral, scientific, and emotional. In December 2020, while the world focused on a pandemic and economic relief bills, the US government quietly ordered intelligence agencies to release everything they had on UAPs. And in April 2020, the Pentagon officially confirmed 3 leaked videos showing unidentified objects observed by Navy pilots. The videos were real, the encounters were real, the explanations were incomplete. A UAP task force was created to catalog and analyze these phenomena, not because they were believed to be alien, but because anything unidentified and controlled airspace is a potential national security threat. Weather balloons were ruled out in many cases. Drones explained some, but not all. Even today, Area 51 remains active. Cutting-edge aircraft are still tested there. Next-generation technology still takes flight above the desert. And every strange light in the sky still invites speculation. People continue to ask the same question they asked in 1947. Are we alone? Area 51 has become more than a military base. It's a symbol, a mirror reflecting our fear, curiosity, and mistrust. Nevada even renamed the nearby highway the Extraterrestrial Highway. turning conspiracy into tourism. But one thing hasn't changed. Go too close, and you will be stopped. Trespass, and you will be arrested. A Dutch YouTuber learned this the hard way, spending days in jail after ignoring warning signs and crossing the line. The truth about Area 51 is less fantastical than the myths. No imprisoned aliens, no flying saucers hidden in hangars. But the real story is still unsettling. Secret technology, decades of deception, and a government that learned long ago that sometimes letting people believe in aliens is safer than telling them the truth. Because the most powerful thing about Area 51 was never what was hidden inside it. It was what people believed was hidden there. The skies are quieter now, but the questions remain. Every generation rediscovers them. Every strange light, every radar anomaly, every classified test brings the story back to life. Governments release files. Experts give explanations. Yet something always slips through the cracks. Area 51 still exists. Still restricted. Still silent. And that silence is what keeps the mystery alive. Because history has shown one thing again and again. The unknown doesn't need to be extraterrestrial to be terrifying. Sometimes, the truth is simply hidden in plain sight, buried under layers of secrecy, waiting for the right moment to surface. And when it does, the world will look up again.